A man had done something to upset his wife. It doesn't really matter what it is. He upset her nonetheless. And as penance, she asked that he take a pilgrimage to Dublin. Now, the man had never been on pilgrimage before, but he knew what he took camping. So he set himself a fresh loaf of bread and the finest meats and cheeses, and a pint of Guinness, for medicinal purposes, of course. And he set out on pilgrimage to Dublin. And as he walked, he fell in line with two priests, a younger priest and an older priest, and they got to talking, as men will do, and they happened also to be on pilgrimage to Dublin, so they decided they'd all walk together. And as the sun went across the sky and night began to fall, they decided to sit down and have their meals. Now, the priests, they'd been on pilgrimage before. They knew that on pilgrimage you were meant to suffer, so they pulled out their hard-crusted bread and their water. And our man, he pulled out his fresh loaf and his meats and his cheeses and his Guinness. And the priests looked at one another, and they decided that one small sin split among three men is better than the same sin taken on by one man by himself. And they decided they would share the meal. And they ate everything down to one tiny morsel of cheese. And they all looked at one another, deciding who would get that last bit. And the older priest, he spoke up. He said, I got an idea. We shall go to sleep, and he who has the greatest dream shall get the cheese in the morning. And they agreed. So in the morning, they all woke up, and the elder priest spoke first, and he said, I had a dream. I dreamt. I saw a golden ladder come down from the heavens. And I began to climb. And as I climbed higher, I heard a voice cry out to me, "Climb higher, Father! Climb higher!" And a hand reached down, and just as our fingers touched, I woke up. And the younger priest, he looked at the two men and said, I had a dream too. I dreamt, I saw, I was up there in heaven. It was me you saw lower that ladder down to you. It was my hand you saw reach out to you. And just as our fingers touched, I woke up. And the two priests, they looked at the man. They said, I had a dream too. I dreamt I saw you up there in heaven, and you climbing a ladder. And I said, what about the cheese? He said, we're up here in heaven. What we need we for cheese? Eat it yourself. And so I did.